Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, your place for news and gameplay. Some good, some bad, and let's be honest, likely some raging tilting. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell for notifications. Recently, I've gotten a few questions asking how to get onto the test server, so I thought I would throw a quick video together to show everybody how that's done. I'm going to be doing it on Android, but the process is fairly similar in iOS. Unfortunately, I do not have an Apple device, so I am unable to show that piece of it. But I will be displaying step by step how I do it on Android. One thing you need to do beforehand, if you do happen to have in the future a test server instance installed on your device, you have to uninstall it first. Just because you have the app installed does not mean it will auto-update. Pixonic does not do this. They actually release a brand new app every single time there is a test server. So if you have it on your device, you will have to uninstall it first. Once that's done, you go to the Facebook homepage here. And what you want to do is you want to actually search for the War Robots test server page. Going there, usually every Friday, if there is a test server in the weekend, there will be a post. So we go over to the posts on that page. And as we can see, as we scroll down, yesterday, which was Friday, there's an indication here that there will be a test server. So if you click on more, it will give you details of what the actual test server involves. If we scroll down here, you'll see instance on here where you can actually download on either Android or iOS. So for me, since I'm an Android, I will click on the Android link, and it will take you to the Hockey Rink app. And in here, you scroll down, you can get the actual details. So you'll see for this particular test server, we're looking at the Igniter, which is a medium Ember, a Hussar, which is a medium Dragoon, and the Avalanche, which is an heavy Columbus. Now, when you're done your test server gameplay, there's actually links in this page. So you want to make sure you come back to this page if it's on Android, you come back to the Hockey Rink, and you'll copy that link in below. So there's one for English, Russian, and Chinese. So you click that link, and then you can submit your feedback to Pixonic. Now, if you scroll back to the top, you'll see the download button. So what you want to do is you actually want to download the app, which is actually an APK file to your device. So I'm going to click on that now, and then I'll pause the video and I'll come back once it's finished downloading. Alright everybody, I'm back. The download is just about to complete here. So once it's finished, we'll go ahead and try to open the app that was downloaded. So if I click on my notifications, I click on the APK file that was downloaded, and what it'll do is go into what's called a staging app, and it'll ask you, do you wish to install this application? Now, since I've installed the test server before, it doesn't ask me for any special permissions or anything like that. If this is installing it for the first time, you may be prompted for information about that this is an APK file that's being installed from unknown source. Are you sure we should continue? So just answer yes and go to wherever it indicates in the settings that you have to go to enable installing third-party SDKs. Or not SDKs, sorry, APKs. And once you do, then you'll be able to go ahead and install. So here I will click install and go ahead to install the app. Doesn't take very long to actually install. And once finished, we'll try and go actually into the test server. Now, given right now it's about just after 12:20 or so Eastern time. Usually the test server is not open at this time on a Saturday. It usually opens at 5 a.m. Eastern, and it stays open for about 3 hours, then it closes for 6 hours. So if it's the same for this weekend, the next time it should be open is about 2 p.m. Eastern. So when I log in, it will not let me actually log in the test server, but it should give me a timer countdown for when the test server will open again. So when I click open here, let's see what happens as it tries to load up. And just as I suspected. So it's here saying it's server maintenance for another hour and a half thereabouts. So what that means, even though it says server maintenance, the countdown is for when they will open the test server again. And it goes in cycles throughout the weekend. Usually it'll stay open for 3 hours, it'll close, sometimes for 6 hours, sometimes for a bit less or a little bit more. But the countdown will tell you exactly when the test server will open again. So for myself, I'll be back on here in about an hour and a half or so, and I'll finish this video. So stay tuned, it'll just be a split second for you. Alright everybody, we're back. The installation has been completed. Now let's look at what I actually do to set up my account once I log into the test server first time. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is you want to go and go ahead and look at the offers in the top left-hand corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to click there, we're just going through, and it's going to take a few minutes. So a lot of what you want in a game, you want to go through and select all of these. This is where you're going to get a lot of your weapons and bots that you're going to be using. There's only a few things that are actually available in the store. The rest of it isn't available in all these offers. So anything that's here, you can only use that amount. For instance, these thermite that I just bought, I bought 4 of them, and I can't go to the store and buy any more. If I wanted to use 5 thermites, I couldn't. I can only use what's currently in these offers. And what's in the store are some older end bots and weapons that you can actually add on as well if you wish. So just give it a few minutes here, and let's just go through and select everything we can. And we'll figure out later what builds we actually want to run when I go into the test server. But this is one of the first things I do when I first come in here, is I want to select all these offers that are currently available. I don't have any idea usually when I come into a test server exactly what setups I want to run. I just go in here and I have to go through all these offers one by one. I wish there was a better way to do this, to be perfectly honest. I wish you could just go in here and say select all the offers and just get them all once, because it does take a few minutes to go through all this. As you see, we're going to soon be getting to here. We have the new Calamity, we have the new Marquess, and I think there's actually a couple that I missed at the very beginning. Sometimes it doesn't actually start at the very beginning of the offers. You have to scroll back and find out what you might have missed. I see there's a lot of stuff here, and yeah, I missed a couple of these offers here. So I'll buy those, and then we're done here, and we can go back to the hangar. Now it'll just plop in your very first spot that's there. Right now we'll just leave it. We'll just go and unlock all the additional slots for bots. We'll just throw in whatever weapon comes up. I mean, not whatever weapon, whatever bot comes up right now. And we'll change the bots up later on as we go forward. The next thing I do, I just want to make sure I get all the weapons and, all the bot slots in your hangars unlocked. So obviously you want to go into a battle with 4 complete bots. So go through here, this was number 4, we'll go ahead and unlock number 5. We'll just choose a specific bot, doesn't matter. There we go. Alright, so now we have all 4s in. I just usually go to here. You can go to the test server news page there and be able to fill the form after the fact. And the last thing I do here is I usually just turn off the music. Main reason for me is on a test server video, I usually turn off the music so I can add my own soundtrack, and I make sure that once I'm in, I copy my pilot ID. Because when you go to submit your test server form at the end, it asks you for your live server ID as well as your ID in the test server. And here I tried to actually go in here and buy some power cells just so I can use them in game. As you can see, it's just thinking it's not actually responding whatsoever. But I do try to go in here and buy power cells if I can. If not, then I'll just end up using some gold in the game if I happen to use all my power cells. There's only 50 there, but again, on the test server, the numbers are not accurate as to what they are on the live server. I think it's 5 or 10 power cells to use them in the game, and I don't actually ever tend to really use them anyways. So anyways, that's the basic setup you do once you get in there. From here, you can go ahead and modify your bots as you wish, and then click the battle button. And until next time, cause some mayhem on the battlefield for me.